If you are selling on social media but you don't know this trick, your efforts might be doomed. Listen up to see what you might be doing wrong that is not helping your conversion rates and what to do to fix it. I am Kathy of Funnel Gorgeous, and I actually did a quick TikTok on this. It was like, I don't know, about 20 seconds long, where I sort of introduced the idea of messaging goals. And apparently you guys had not heard of them, never heard of messaging goals, and you were kind of freaking out and you were like, can you expand on this? Can you give us more examples of messaging goals? So this is me here over on YouTube to do a much deeper dive into messaging goals. There are 4 messaging goals, and if you don't know about these or you're not utilizing them, this could be a reason why you are not seeing the results that you want to see. The reason that messaging goals matter is because a human really has trouble understanding if you're asking them to do more than one thing. So every time you send out a link, whatever you send them to should have one messaging goal. Otherwise, when you ask them to do 2 things or 3 things or give them too many choices, they make 0 choices. The first messaging goal is to make a sale. You may be thinking, well, isn't my goal always to make a sale? But no, it is not. And if you think that way, that could be contributing to some of the issues you are having. Because asking to make the sale right away is the equivalent of kind of putting a ring on it right away. You usually don't start with that. And if someone came up to you that you did not even know and just said, hey, you want to get married? Your answer is probably going to be no. Just like if you come right out of the gate and ask to make a sale, answer is probably going to be no. So when is it appropriate to use this as a sales goal is when you have warmed up the audience enough to where they understand your offer, they know that it's for them, and they are ready to take the next step with you. So this most likely will be one of the last links that you send them to, or one that you actually don't send them to directly from social media. Now, the second type of messaging goals is to book a call. This is one that you would use, especially if you have a high ticket service or some kind of high ticket program where you want to close a sale on the call, or else you just want to give them some more information on the call. This is a much different message than booking a sale. You're not trying to book a sale, you just want to get them on the phone. So all of the messaging is going to relate around getting that phone call booked. So your messaging is going to be very different. You're not trying to close the sale. You're actually kind of trying to open the sale. The language is much more invitational. It's more casual. It's like, hey, if the pieces aren't quite fitting, it's okay. We can walk through that together. The messaging is going to be centered around kind of giving a helping hand and an invitation to come in. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out if it's a best fit for you or not, or if it's a bad fit for you, right? Either way, booking a call is all about taking that step toward them and saying, hey, come with me, let's get on a call together, let's figure this out together, which, as you can see, is a totally different message goal than trying to make a sale. The third messaging goal is to download a freebie. Now, this is one that you see really often on social media, right? And it's probably the number one messaging you will see. But where I see people go wrong is if they're trying to do one of the other two, trying to book a call or trying to make a sale and trying to get them to download the freebie. You need to do one messaging goal at once. So for downloading a freebie, your messaging is going to be totally different. It's going to be really all about exchanging that email address. This used to be a lot easier. You used to be able to just kind of put up a page and say, hey, I got something free to give you. But nowadays, it's a lot different. We as people are more guarded with our email addresses. We don't want spam, right? Nobody wants spam. And so you really have to overcome the desire to not be spammed in order to get that opt-in, to get someone to actually put their email address in. So there should be no sales messaging during this phase. There shouldn't be booking a call messaging during this phase. It should only be focused on getting the email address and having them download. We do this messaging through showing the value of what they are going to receive in exchange for the email. That is your only messaging goal here, is to get the email in exchange for the immense value you're going to provide on the other end of that email submission. And then the fourth messaging goal is a nurturing message. This one is kind of the most open-ended because there's lots of different ways to nurture. You do this nurturing phase after they become a customer or a buyer. And this is really where you just take care of someone. You either are providing extra value, you're checking in on them, but it is not the time to make a sale, book a call, or download a freebie, right? They have already taken that step towards you. They're they're on the other side of the paywall, and this messaging is just all about taking care of them or genuinely caring about how they're doing and how they are interacting with you and your brand and your products. So I hope that was helpful in seeing how there are really 4 different goals, and if you try to do any combination of those goals together, they're really going to water down what you're trying to do and make people confused, and they're just going to jump off the page. So if you find yourself as one of those people who have been using multiple messaging goals on your website, then you'll see what I mean by having trouble converting. And so you would want a separate dedicated page for each type of these messages, separate links that you would send them, or separate funnels, even better, so that you can contain each goal and message per link, page, funnel. Let me know, are you using these different messaging goals? Are you only using one? Are you using more than one and now you realize you need to change? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.